Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. We are the Bebonkengs, and here at Trinity Relationships we discuss everything relationships and family. So today we'll be talking about handling pregnancy out of wedlock. But please, before we go to it, if you've not subscribed, do well to click the subscribe button so that you are kept abreast with every new content that we drop in here. So right back to our topic, handling pregnancy out of wedlock. Pregnancy before marriage is common. It has always been common, and in our days it still remains common. But the different scenarios we see that the parties involved are different. The way their pregnancy is managed is different. The outcomes are different. You find some people who keep the baby and see how to care for the baby. You see others who decide to take the pregnancy to term but dump the baby somewhere. And you find others who even choose to abort the baby even before the baby even turns to something in the womb. So today we'll be discussing, as a believer, how do you handle this issue of pregnancy out of wedlock. The first thing we would like to tell you is that keep your baby. Children are blessings from God. The baby didn't ask to be conceived, but now the baby is here. What do? You keep your baby. There are so many dangers with getting to abort your baby. There are so many dangers that come on your fertility, especially after the abortions, and you could even lose your life in the process of aborting this baby. And I've seen several people who got pregnant out of wedlock and they kept their babies, and today they may not be married, and the only thing they have as their immediate nuclear family is their baby. So I encourage you, keep your baby for your safety, and also because you don't know the future of that child and you don't know even your own future. So keep your baby.
I remember there's one lady that came to consult. She told me that she gave birth. I think she had a child. I think it was 15, 16, like that. And she told me that by keeping the child, one of the best decisions she ever made, because she had a syndrome called polycystic ovarian syndrome, if I'm not making a mistake. And later on, she had been looking for a baby to and fro, but she's not able to conceive. And now she's happy because she kept the baby. So usually, you cannot know what the future will look like. You cannot know what the happenings would be. So I always encourage you, if you have a baby, don't allow people to fool you. Avoid making the second error. Because most of the times when believers find themselves in such a state, what they are focused on is not what God is thinking about, is what people will say, what my parents, what my friends, what you're looking at is what God has to say. You have made a mistake, yes, but God has forgiven you. God will forgive you if you ask for mercy, but don't go ahead and terminate the pregnancy. It will lead to another problem you may not solve. And secondly, you put yourself on the verge of always having to regret that you aborted a baby, because it will not be there with you, but it will affect you mentally and make you unstable. So we encourage you here to keep the baby.
Talking about keeping the baby, I was just remembering the story you shared with me of this great woman of God who came to your office, and she was more concerned about what people will say about her, that, oh, this great woman of God, how can she be pregnant out of wedlock? To me, the battle of the mind really is one of the first things that causes people to abort the baby. They're afraid of what people are going to say. And if for 1 minute you can imagine, okay, if these other people were not there, will you keep your baby? If your answer is yes, then keep your baby. Don't ignore what people are going to think about you. You've made a mistake, yes, but the baby is here. Keep your baby. Don't abort.
I think pregnancy is a different type of sin. Most of the sins we do are sins that people cannot see. Pregnancy, people will see because it is going to portray.
Pregnancy,
and I remember I've had this lately. I've been having, not lately, since I started working, I've been having many people coming to see me because they want to do an abortion, and most of them are Christians. So because for me to confirm they're Christian, I ask them basic things about their faith, and it proves to me that they're born again Christians, but they want to abort the baby. And when I discuss them, I get to see that the main reason they want to abort is not because of God, it's because of fear of man. So these people they are more afraid of what man will say or what man is going to think about them than what God thinks about them. So it means that they value or they fear man more than the fear God. That is a very
Yes,
dangerous spot to be in.
dangerous.
It's always, you have to fear God above man. And when you fear God, the second, you will not see yourself thinking about abortion after committing or after finding yourself in fornication and you're pregnant. I mean, when this girl said to me, I was amazed. I gave her verses and tried to, but her mind was made up. And many others have had many others like this. That's why you see us bringing this topic up. So the second thing will encourage you is that it's okay when your loved ones get angry with you, because you see, we are all human, so our emotions, I mean, people will need time to process the idea, especially because you may be the top the top of the line person in your house. Maybe your parents believe that if somebody will make an error, that should not be you, or people value you in a certain way in the house. And so when they hear that you are pregnant, I mean, they'll need time to process that. They'll need time to believe that you are pregnant. So, and at times, their expression may be translated to anger, discouragement. They feel that you have failed them, such a thing, and you should give them time to cool off. But know that eventually they are going to cool off, and God is going to take the wheel when you bring Him in the scene. So,
okay, talking about still this pregnancy issue, I think one thing that many ladies fall prey, I don't know about the guys, but is that they forced to marry the father of their child because of the pregnancy. To me, it's an error. If you are getting married to this person because of the child, to me, it's not valid reason enough, because as the child grows, you will see that you'll be frustrated in the marriage. But if, okay, people are headed towards marriage and it happens that you get pregnant, like you're headed for marriage for all the right reasons, and it happens that you get pregnant, it's okay to marry the person, but the baby being the sole reason for you marrying this person, please, I will encourage you to sit back again and think about it, pray about it again, and see whether that's somebody that you want to spend the rest of your life with. Because many of these marriages we have today that are failing, let me not say many, some of the marriages we see that are failing, it could be as a result of this. Okay, I got pregnant for him, and so I did everything to get married to him, and now both parties are frustrated in the marriage and are living in the marriage out of duress, of which still with your baby you could get married to someone else, and this person accept the child, be it a lady or a guy, accept this child that you are coming into the marriage with, and see this child as his or her own, and you have a glorious marriage. So please don't be under constraint to marry the father or the mother of your child because of the child only.
Yeah, I mean, many people fall in this. And the second thing we'd like to address is, do not abandon your dreams. You see, many ladies, when they get pregnant, unconsciously, some stop dreaming, some stop pursuing the goals they had. They start getting discouraged. They feel they are worthless. They don't more carry the aura, or as we call the vibe they were carrying before the pregnancy. Please, when you're pregnant, it's not the end of the world. Pick up from where you stopped.
That's
Pick
true.
up from where you were and continue moving ahead. Imagine if David, after what he did, he gave up on himself. He stopped dreaming. He stopped wanting to love God. He stopped wanting to accomplish God's plan, God's purpose for his life. Imagine what it could have looked like. Or imagine what our Christian life would have looked like. So if you find yourself, you're pregnant, please don't abandon your dream. Even in the pregnancy, still continue dreaming. Even in the pregnancy, still look at God and the vision and the purpose He gave you, and refuse to abandon it. And before you know it, God will take over the wheel, and God is going to make sure He seals you properly. So I think that you should keep your dreams.
And an encouragement to the guys is that don't run away from your responsibility. You got her pregnant.
Yes.
You got her pregnant. So stand up with your full chest and accept that I'm the father of this baby. And don't run away. Some will disappear right from the minute you tell them that you are pregnant.
Yeah,
others will be
do.
there, okay, they're going to be supportive a little throughout the pregnancy. Then when you give birth and they start seeing the demands that come with pregnancy, that come with having a child, and then they've disappeared. So I want to encourage every guy out there, please take up your responsibility in case you are the father of a child. If you deny the the pregnancy, please go back to that lady, try to
Yeah,
trace
go back.
wherever she is and give her a helping hand. Financially, it's going to do a lot of good to this lady, and also it's going to help you to do restitution, because yes, you may have asked God for mercy, but it's important for you to do restitution with the person you've hurt. Because if you disappeared into thin air, what is sure is that this lady should be angry at you, and who knows, maybe some things are not working for you because of this anger that this lady is holding in her heart. So don't run away from your responsibility. And for the ladies, when you give birth to this baby, if the guy denies the pregnancy and you feel frustrated, please don't dump your baby. Don't dump your baby. Please don't dump the baby. Care for the baby. Seek help. If you need financial help, seek help. Ask family members, ask church members, and now with social media, even is easy. You just bring up something about funding your situation, and you find a lot of willing people who are going to chip in a little something and help you to take care of your child. And above all, trust God that this baby that you've kept, that you did not abort, he's going to help you. He's going to provide what the baby needs. The little things that you need, he's going to provide for you. I've seen some babies that were brought to the hospital during some of my night shifts, where they abandoned the baby, and you see the baby was, one of the babies was even around 7 months already, and I'm like, wow, what a beautiful baby. Like which heart do you take to dump this baby? And the baby didn't look like the baby was suffering. So it means that the mother had the means to at least give the baby the basic necessary, the basic minimum. But why she abandoned the baby, I don't know. So whatever the reason is that you may want to abandon that baby, please don't.
Shockingly, I've had a lot of girls come to the hospital. Some of them came alone, some of them came with their parents, and most of the boys, they ran off. And what amazed me was I saw a couple. The guy was, I think, 18. The girl was 17 or 16, one of that. And he impregnated the girl. And the 18-year-old boy was man enough to present himself as a person that did it. I was willing or prepared to be there till she gives birth.
Wow.
And I was surprised at his age and the responsibility consciousness he had at that age. So it's possible, guys. It's possible to help. And please, it's a different thing when a child grows under the tutelage of his or her two parents. So be there. Even if you don't end up marrying the girl, even if you don't end up staying with her, make sure you play your part in the child's life to assist the girl or assist the baby, so that both of you can together work hand in hand to make sure the baby grows in a safe and comfortable environment. And lastly, we would like to encourage you, when you're in such a state, one of the things that will always affect you is the shame for men. What men think, they'll always come to your mind. If they don't come to your mind, people will say it to you. So you must be willing to overcome the shame, willing to overcome the laughter from people. Know that it's only for a season. People will laugh at you 1-2 years, but later on it's off. So these things will come, and they will affect you. But what you must keep in your mind is that the word of God must be your standard. The word of God must be what your mind rests on. If your mind is resting on what people are saying about you, it will cause you a lot of mental instabilities. But if your mind is on what the Bible is saying about you, what the Bible is encouraging you to be, it will create you great peace and comfort. So take the case always, if you're in this case, take the case of David and see what God did in the life of David and how he brought him from where he was to where David ended in life. And God can do the same for you. And why not even more? When you go to God, you cry out to him and tell him your issues and tell him your worries. God will take good care of you. And I want to tell you that God will never abandon you. We can abandon you as men. We can say awful things about you, but God does not condemn you. God is willing to help you. God is willing to help you go through the process successfully and become an amazing mom. And just to encourage you, if you're a lady, you're pregnant, even if the guy doesn't marry you, God will send someone else on your path again to marry you. I remember a case in church. There was this boy that I wanted to get married, and they were single sisters, and there was this lady that was having a child. And the pastor at that time encouraged this guy to look among the single ladies. But he told the pastor, no. The one that is moving him is a woman that has a child.
Wow.
You see, God's way of provision is beyond your mind. What I'll encourage you, trust God. Try Him, and He's not going to abandon you.
So before we conclude this topic, I think those who, like the parents, the siblings, the family members, like the extended family members, have a role to play. Okay, your daughter, your sister,
A friend.
or your brother has impregnated someone, your friend is pregnant out of wedlock. What should you do? I will encourage you, don't condemn her. Yes, you may be angry for a season, but don't condemn her. You have a role to encourage her in this season. For parents, for example, they already have these nuggets about handling pregnancy, handling parenthood. Take your time and teach her or teach your son what they are supposed to do, what they are supposed to expect while pregnant and when the baby comes. Teach them, hold their hands and help them, forgive them for what they've done. It's true that it's shameful. Some people may even be elders in the church, some may be deacons, some may be deaconesses, and their children come with a pregnancy. Please, it's true that it may be shame in the church, but you have as duty to take care of that child. You have as God-given role, mother, father, towards that person. So take care of your daughter if she's pregnant, and if you are the mother of the soon-to-be father, you should show up also with him. Encourage him. When he sees that you are standing by him, you're like, okay, where's the girl? Okay, can we go and visit them? Can we go and see them? Can we go and introduce ourselves to them? It's going to make it easier for them to take up their responsibility, giving their best, and it will even restore their relationship with God when they see that they have a strong support system.
And I will encourage you as a parent or as an associate to somebody that is pregnant or somebody that gets a lady pregnant. Play the part of God in their life.
Yes.
Do not play the part of the accuser. Jesus Christ and God Himself will never abandon somebody that find himself in such a situation. Jesus Christ never abandoned David. Neither did God abandon the prodigal son. He was there for them. So be there for them. Do not take the part of somebody that is not like Christ-like. When the woman was caught in adultery, Jesus Christ came there to save the woman and did not accuse the woman, but encourage her to go and sin no more. So what we are expected as Christians or as believers or as parents is to be there to help them, not to condemn them, to be there to assist them in whatever way and form we can. If it's your friend, visit the person, regularly chat with the person, regularly pray for the person. Encourage the person with scriptures, offer whatever help you can, and this will go a long way to help the person overcome the difficult situation finds herself in. So thank you very much.
Okay, as we conclude, please do well to subscribe, like, share our content. I know there is someone in your life who is pregnant out of wedlock, or a guy who is responsible for a pregnancy out of wedlock. Please share this with them so they could receive their healing. See you in the next session. Bye. God bless you.
Ciao, ciao.